Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on stages 5 and 6 of the Eiffel Tower. We're going to do 5 and 6 because 5 just gives you a bunch of components, talks about them, and 6 actually has something to do. So let me go ahead and bring up the website real quick. And I just realized I've got the wrong page up. Give me just a second because I'm using the instructions off of the website itself because they're a little bit easier to see than the PDF or the book are. So in pack 5 or part 5, we get they call it charger transformer. Basically, we get a power supply. The problem is it's 220, but it is, I've opened it already to look and see, and I purchased a comparable power supply that's 110 instead. It puts out, what is it? Outputs 5 volts, 2 amps. So that's my replacement for the power supply. And then the other parts we get, you can see here, there's a cable with a bunch of fiber optics. Being a little bit careful, there's just a plain cable here. But being a little bit careful because these fiber optics, I've seen and heard that they cause a lot of issues. You want to be careful that you don't bend them too much. They're actually pretty decent size. I think they're 1 millimeter, but you've got flags on here for where they go, or for not for where they go, for which part number they are. And then you've got, in a separate compartment, of course, you've got the circuit board and the remote. The remote, if you didn't know this already, the remote uses a 23A 12 volt battery. It is an odd battery, and hopefully this won't have the same problem that I've got a fan that uses that remote, so I happen to have some of these batteries on hand. But that fan, the remote for that fan, has a problem where whenever there's a battery in it, it turns on the light on the remote itself, which is great, except for that it drains the battery down really quick. So you end up replacing the battery all the time. I just took the battery out, and whenever I need to use the remote, I put the battery back in. It's sitting right on top of or it's sitting in the remote, just not pushed all the way into where it makes contact. Well, they did not want me to get these batteries out of this pack. If I can get this out of here. Try not to cut myself, because then I'll cry like a little girl. Okay. Wow. That's kind of odd. Problem with that battery is something has gone wrong inside of it. It actually just came apart. It looks like it is, yeah, it is just a bunch of button cell batteries. So let me throw that one away because it's no good. Not gonna try and mess with one that's popped open like that. I have 2 more left. Hopefully this one won't do the same thing. We have had these for a while. That kind of surprised me when that happened, though. Would really irritate me if I had to buy new batteries because these just weren't up to snuff. So there's the battery. So we're going to pop it in here like this. And you can see right there, 23A, 12 volts. So when I put the door in, hopefully will not engage the battery continually. Yeah, see, the light is not on, but the light comes on whenever you push a button. So that should be okay. And then we have the circuit board here, multiple plugs on it. So like right here, what is this? This is say, so this is A97. These are all 93s down here. Okay, 97, A97-2. Not see it on here, but oh, there it is. So A97-2 is right here. So this cord would plug in down here. That cord would plug in on that circuit board. Just out of curiosity, do these actually plug in there? A98. Do not see. Ah, A98. So this will plug in there, and right there's your power connect. I can see it through the plastic. The camera cannot. I'm going to put the board back in here. I'm just being a little bit careful. But there is the power connector. Power connector and the switch. So let me pop this back in here. And we will set these off to the side for to be used at a later date. Pop the remote back in here. It's got a battery in it, which is nice. And so now we'll bring in the parts from pack 6. Sorry, bumped the light with my head. One thing I don't see yet, haven't read far enough ahead to see if there is a way to test these parts ahead of time. So let me see, let me read the descriptions here. Presentation electronics, assembled later. You've got, like I said, you got 12 volt power supply, you got your on and off power. You've got 5A53, which is the board number, and just all the pieces just to hold on to for right now. So we'll go back to pack 6. We have A002, couple of, let's get everything out of here, couple of LEDs, and they're not normal LEDs. There are 5 lines running to them. One is A106, the other is A005. We have a bunch of housings, a couple of little brackets here. Actually, there's 4 brackets, and then we're going to need nuts and screws. Yay! We're going to need the nuts and screws, everybody's favorite here. And so let's go further down, see what we have to do. So the first thing they have us do is take 6G, part 6G, which is 105A. As long as one of the floodlights, plinth 3A. Position this light on the side of the plinth also includes the on-off switch for the electrical system. So on this side here, where you've, and there's the hole for the power supply to plug into. There's the hole for the power switch. This LED is going to go in through this hole here. The power wire is going to go in through here. Sorry, I was off camera, did not mean to be, but it's going to go in here like that. Then we're going to take 6A, F, and E. We're going to take 6F, 6E, 6A, F, and E in sequence shown in the form to form the spotlight housing. So these are the spotlight housings. We have, let's see, they are parts A003, A086, and A112. So these three parts here. Find my sprue cutters. Actually, these are not my sprue cutters. These are a little bit better than the sprue cutters. These should leave just about no mark on the plastic. That one came off on its own. What I'm trying to do is avoid having to sand the plastic because you'll be able to see it then. That should be okay. And get that off of there. Hopefully these will be facing a little bit to where they are not really visible. So you're going to take 6A, which is this part right here. You're going to put 6F after you knock over the tower. That's part of the tower that's here. You're going to take 6F right here. You're going to push it up into here. It's going to push up through. And then you're going to take 6E and it's going to push in here. You can see the socket for it to go into. It's going to go in here like this. That is going to hold the LED in place. I'm just looking. Okay, yeah. And then you're going to take the LED, push it in here. Let me go ahead and take that wire out of there for right now. Grab something to make sure it is seated. So we're going to put the power wire back through here carefully. Flag doesn't have to stay on it. I want it to be there just in case I need to take parts off. And then that's going to sit on there like that. You can see that aims up the leg. Then you're going to take the other three pieces and you're going to do the exact same thing with the other LED that came in this pack. So there's A086, A113, and A025. Nice thing is they designed this well because the spot here, the only spot that might show up is actually up against the leg, up against plastic here. Nicely done on design so that this does not end up being an ugly spot on the build. So put the LED holder in there. Put this brace piece in here. We're going to take the other LED, and these are 5mm LEDs. If you ever have to replace them, shouldn't have to. The weight is getting to be a little bit much for this to stand up on its own, especially when I bump it. We're going to push this LED down in place. Feed the wire down through here. Get the flag through. We're going to push this one down in place as well. Whoops. I just pushed everything apart. Let's try this again and push the LED out. Kind of wondered if there was going to be something that holds these in place. I don't see anything yet. So let's swing this around. See when it's in there like that. Yeah, there's really nothing holding that LED in place. Let me pause real quick here. I want to take a look and see. I may have to glue those LEDs in place. I will be right back. Okay, have to sort that out later on the light if it's going to not stay in place. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over and we're going to put 4 BP screws in from the bottom to hold the light fixtures in place. If, like I said, if the LEDs do tend to fall out, I'll take care of that later. Right now they should be okay. Come on. Get the screw on here. It's a little bit interesting trying to hold this up at the same time as I'm trying to put a screw on the screwdriver. Come on. Getting it threaded on there. Tightening it all the way down. Do the same on the other one in just a second. But before I do that, see, that LED just fell down inside. We'll have to take care of that eventually. Maybe they have some plan for it. Maybe they don't. So let me put screws onto the other light fixture and we'll press on after that. Maybe not so much glue it, but do something, piece of tape, something to make it a little bit thicker around the LED, a little bit thicker so that it will stay in place. I don't think there's going to be an issue doing that, but it's got to be clear because I don't want it to do anything screwy with the light itself. Okay, so that's got those in place. And then it says to secure the spotlights so they do not move from their positions. Like I said, that may take glue later on. Doesn't really say to route the wires anywhere in particular, so right now they're just kind of hanging out in here. But what we are going to do is take these pieces out that we put in a while back, not even a while back. We're going to take these out, taking out the, I believe they are AP screws. Yes, they're the 4 AP screws. I guess we put these in just to get started with building the leg. And you can see that circuit board will fit down inside here. So take these out and then pull this out. And it was interesting getting it in there in the first place. There we go. Push it out uniformly all at the same time. Nice thing is you now know which way the shortest leg when you're looking at it. This leg here is away from the lights. Let's see, it says take those out, pull that apart. That's actually the last thing they do. I always like to put my parts back where I'm going to find them. So instead of taking these out and putting them somewhere, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screws back in, holding the 2 parts that we're holding the leg on. those back in there. And then leave it like that. Yeah, that one's really kind of falling. Have to wait and see how badly it really is further on in the build. But the spotlights should not be falling out like that. They're literally falling all the way down inside. I think what I'm going to do, so I've got the, well, first off, I've got those parts back in there. You can see that this is going to fit. Once the circuit board's in there, it's going to hold the circuit board in place. That's going to fit in there like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a way to just use some tape to hold the wires down, which is should, in theory, if I hold the wires in here like this between these two screws, it should, in theory, hold the LED in place. That way I'm not doing anything permanent that can't be undone, and it will be ready for me to do other things. Just looking, we do get those little brackets, but we do not use them in this stage. Just double checking. Rather interesting that they don't tell you what to do with those brackets. But looking ahead, I think these brackets are going to be used to hold the fiber optics in place. But that is all there is to do in this stage, in this part of the build. Really liking this. It's a little bit tricky to do some of the parts for it, but I'm really liking the way this looks when it goes, after it goes together. Hope you're enjoying the build. If you are, like and subscribe to see what I post next. Hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I do post new content. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Leave a comment. I will respond. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video or stream.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models.